Hey everyone, welcome to part 2 of the Dalton Tools and Technology series. The last time I spalled a big blocky piece of Burlington chert, typical and worthy of the era at the time of the Dalton people, and I didn't do very, to me, I didn't like the results. I missed a lot of flakes, and even though there were lots and lots of tool flakes, I went through the whole thing last night and trying to get ideas too of what each one could be used for. There's really, in one way you could say there's no waste depending on what you needed, but in another, maybe there is waste because I don't know. Anyway, one of the things I thought of that I wanted to do and try to make, I guess I'm gonna make a dang pressure flaking stick. I don't really want to do any pressure flaking at all, but I don't feel these videos are gonna be too complete without them. But anyway, I'm just gonna talk about it. I might make them in the Clovis video or something, but for example, this flake right here I think would make a really good chisel. It's already got the right bevel right here that I would need for like a wood chisel. You can make them for cutting ivory and bone as well, like Clovis people probably did, most likely. And I'm sure they used they did a lot of chisel work versus drilling. I don't really know how you make a drill out of flint, I guess, because the stuff that they say is drills aren't drills. They're just like resharpened knives or points, like projectile points, all the way down to nothing. Here's another one that I think would make a really good chisel. It's got a good ridge right there and give it a lot of strength. And I think I would prefer a trapezoidal shape. I think that would be pretty easy to make something, and then you could work that to even something square if you wanted. But a triangle is also a really good shape for a chisel. Actually, a triangle is, I think, if I remember right, is the strongest geometrical shape, because one side of the three legs has to break for the triangle to break, and others they don't because they can give it the joints or something. I don't remember. Anyway, I think it's got a nice bevel already built into it right there. Here's another piece that I think I can make a chisel out of. So you'd want to hit this with wood, not rock, because wood won't tear it up. And a lot of them were ground, so I shouldn't say, well, I don't know, maybe they all were ground. I don't know. I have no idea to know for sure, but we're gonna try to make some anyway. Anyway, the rocks. So like I said, didn't really feel like I did good justice on the last video. I'm gonna get a little bit of redemption hopefully from this. I'm gonna leave this on there. It's a real thick blocky piece of chert. I don't think it would make that good of an adze after all, just because I don't want Cortex on any finished product at all. Like, if it's an area where you don't have to worry about integrity, okay, maybe no big deal. But this is an adze. There's going to be a lot of force imposed on this. And if there's any crack or something in here that I don't know about, then it could fail easily. These tumble around in the creek, and they get little conical Hertzian cones, fractures just initiated in them, and you don't even see it a lot of times until you get into the rock. So we're going to find that out the different way. I'm going to try to make a bunch of like scrapers, little end scrapers, side scrapers, potentially no Daltons. Nothing in here is going to be big enough. No adzes, just a bunch of small tool flakes. I'm going to work my way up to this thick edge to try to get some longer ones back here, and I might even try to take advantage of the plane and strike perpendicular to it to try to get even a longer flake, so something at an angle instead of shorter. And I'm going to use this hammerstone for most of it. It's getting pretty rounded and not many corners left, so it's when it gets that way, it's harder to use it for anything other than just a big wide facet like spalling or taking a flake. So I'm going to work that one. For the third part of this series, I'm going to make an adze out of this. I'm going to use this, trying to get light right on it. The light's not. I'm under the shade tree and there's always a spot that's a problem. But anyway, I'm going to use this flat spot for an adze. Going to leave the thickness to it as much as possible. And I'm going to make a wide bit here, and the pole end will be narrow. I want to make it where it's kind of sweeping a little bit. Okay, all right. I'm really upset because I can't find so many of my things. They are gone forever, I'm afraid. I used to have leather for holding the stuff, and this is really all I got, and it sucks. I don't have any ivory at all. I went to artifact shows and picked up artifacts of ivory projectile points. I had several of them. I had it's all gone. I have one antler pressure flaker. I have a couple pieces of other ivory, bigger ivory, but anyhow, I'm gonna not use that as much as possible. I'm gonna get after it. I'm just gonna hit corners, take ridges, and I'll just talk and explain as I go. I don't want thin flakes. Cortex isn't going to make a good tool, so a lot of these initial flakes all the way around, or most of the way around, are going to be useless because of that, unless you can remove the cortex another way, because that would make a great tool otherwise. All right. I'm kind of looking when I strike, see where the dust is at, and you probably can't see it. So I tap and see if the dust is there, and now I know where to aim, but my aim is terrible. But the cortex has got to go. You can't have any tools like that on there. Okay, I'm not going to work my way all the way around yet. Some high quality flint. It's got a few little concretion spots in it. This is a really concave spot, and I'm trying to find trying to fit this in there. There, I ruined one end of it. Okay, what about? I try to think of what kind of tool I want as I'm hitting these too, because I can take like a narrow one. This one here can be wider. So a wider one can make a really wide scraper. I seen a couple the other day. They were the size of my palm. Somebody sent me pictures of. They were incredible. Real thin flakes. They didn't like I said before, they didn't do too much work to prepare platforms. You got to imagine the tool and then create the blank for the tool. Wow, I got two really cool tool flakes by accident because this thing is so wide. Got that one, and I got that one. Okay, now go wider. I'm not breaking them. I'm trying really hard this time not to break them. I have to strike higher up on the plane and miss the edge so it doesn't crush. Okay, I think I'm gonna save, well, no, I'm gonna keep going. This is where I know the good rock is at. This I don't know. And whenever I take these flakes, like these last ones, see the cortex is only on the ends, and that'll go away. That'll go away. The cortex is down here. That'll go away. I'm gonna avoid that. I'm going to take this one. This one is also in probably the worst spot that's left, in this concave spot. I need to hit it higher. Come on. Nice. I love it. It's a nice tool flake. It's got a ridge for strength, and you work just like an adze. You work everything up to that ridge when you work this with like a pressure flaker or hammerstone. And you leave this alone almost all the time, because if you make the tool flake right, the touch up on it is the less you need, the better you made your tool flake. So it's a very efficient way to make tools. You take the exact flake you want and minimal touch up to get the tool that you want afterwards. So it's a little, the overshot characteristic here, and that makes that real nice for the angle that you need for cutting, scraping, and stuff like that. And it's got the bevel on it right there already. So you just work that back and get rid of the cortex and work the margins all the way up to the ridge, and you're good. Leave the back alone for most part. Okay, some more. Guess I'll take this one. I broke it a little bit. But it's still a good flake, and I didn't mess up the core. Might be too early to go for that one. Try another one up here. I need a corner. Can't see my dust mark. There we go. Oh, no. Come on. Definitely. I couldn't see it at all. I messed it up. Right in the thick part where I wanted the good flakes too. A little bit of redemption to help expose that, but it won't be a tool flake when we get it off. So I'm going to try to get tool flakes over here to expose that more. Dalton man would have made sure they saw their contact point first. I could not see it. Used to be a nice wide one. That's a funny little undulated spot. I'll show you here, see if you could see. You can see the ridge. So that's the flake, the tool flake I want to take. I'll just twist and turn. Yeah, it's real hard to see. I gotta hit it on the out of it. I won't be able to hit it square with the ridge. Ugh. Yeah, no good. Okay. This is a really wide hammerstone for this. Trying not to hit it too hard. That was amazing. That'll make a great scraper. And if you're gonna hold this in your hand, you obviously would need to work this end to get rid of all the sharp edges and make it into something that you can hold. But yeah, I like it. Okay. I still don't have a good way to go in there yet. I think I'm going to grind it because I'm going to hold it from back here and work this now. And I'm not going to push anything beyond here because I want to try to get longer tool flakes off right there where that big bulky part of the mass is left. So same thing. I don't know what this is like. We just take the flakes and see what it looks like underneath. You'd think that might have some color under there, but you can see that it doesn't. Nothing's different. That was wider than I wanted. It's harder to control when you're hitting through that cortex though. There's a nice one, short. So I meant to say in the beginning that this is, if they pick this up in this creek, they are not gonna leave it. This is a good, high quality rock. So I don't know if they would have made these length of scrapers out of it. You know, maybe, well, this one's not, but the one I just took off, you know, maybe that's too short. It's obviously too thick to be so short. But would they have used this to make the short ones? I don't know. I'm just pretending. I'm showing you, demonstrating. You just pretend it's longer. Everything else is the same. I have to be careful. I said I wasn't going to work past that. So there's a nice wide flake. That's probably my best corner right there. Boy, I could see that dust. See that? I just barely tap it. You can see the dust. Excellent tool flake. They're staying together. They're not breaking. This is a little funny area here, so you won't get pretty flakes there. Oops, I don't have that supported right. Boy, that's hitting in 2 places at once. Crooked. See? Crooked flake. It's in a bad spot that I was striking from. And what I mean by bad spot is you want something that's pretty, I don't know the word. This is way uneven and not smooth in here, and this is a little smooth in here, but it's got undulations too. The smoother it is, the better to take flakes from when you're striking on a plane. So this one, I talked about squareness in my last video, and this one ain't got no squareness. It's like a propeller. It just twists. And that you don't, it's, even though you can still use this, it's not the characteristic that you want in a flake. You have to, I don't know, haft it crooked or hold it crooked or something to be able to use it. Or maybe a good hand scraper. Make a good denticulate right there, because there's a lot of strength right there. Knock this weird piece off there. Perfect flake taken. This one you chew up a little length because that end of that cortex in there, that's ugly. Also, I love this one. I hit it exactly where I wanted. It's thick. I'm only hitting this as hard as I need to release the flake I intend to get. So if this is the flake I intend to get, I only hit it as hard as I need to get that. Because when I miss my platform up higher, it won't initiate. But if I miss it down lower, it might. But anyway, it's the best way to remove a flake. You don't want to hit it too hard with a hammerstone. You get undulations in the flake. The shock wave created tries to travel faster than the speed of sound, and that's why you get the weird shock waves and stuff. But anyway, there's that flake. That's excellent. It really went right to where I want to stop. But I mean, that's a good length flake, and it's just going to get longer because I worked it up to this point now. And if I can't get flakes from here because of this, then it don't matter anyway. So it might not be best to take them from there. Save this thickness for yeah, we'll see, but it's really kind of weird underlaid. That's what I'm gonna try to do. I'm just gonna work up this piece that way. It's really funny to get in here. You just gotta find a place on a plane to hit. No preparation. And some of them might be going as slow as I am. I'm talking a lot, and that's one of the reasons why it's so slow. But and you can get in a rhythm with these things too. I've sat in the creek. There's probably even some in the creek walking video that I have on my channel where I'm just taking flake at one hit, take a flake, one hit, take a flake, one hit, take a flake. It's amazing how you can get in a rhythm and get the exact flake you want when you are in the zone. It's gonna be really hard to fit in there. Just gotta hope. And I didn't get it. I got a weird double flake. I'm just getting, kind of cleaning up the core. There's nothing I can do here. I'm getting some flakes that you could use, but see, like that is ugly because it's got all that crap on there. Even though the rest of it is good, so you might maybe on an anvil try to get rid of the bad stuff. Clean that up a little better, but I still don't have a good place to strike right there. So until I get a good place to strike, I don't make good tool flakes, the ones I want. And that's every time. I might be able to get one here that I like, that I want. Yay! Heck, even a blind squirrel can find a nut once in a while. Nice flake. Yeah, it's got some thickness. Kind of straight. This could be one. Could maybe make a chisel out of, but a scraper. I mean, there's lots of options. Just no good place to hit there. Place to hit is the highest spot. It's a ridge, right? So that ain't gonna get anything, I'm afraid. Got to get through it. Okay, didn't create too much of a problem. It's just kind of steep. All right. Hitting on a high spot. Here's a, potentially good tool, potentially questionable because of this cortex. You'd have to go in and pressure flake that off to see if it's any good. But other than that, it's pretty decent. The striking end is square with the main part of the ridge, so you just kind of work everything into squareness. You'll have a tool, as long as you can get that off and there's no cracks or problems underneath it. Getting lots of good tool flakes out of this small core, and even though it was thin, we're able to change our angle to get flakes that are longer than the thickness of the block. I'm really running out of room to strike here. You can see it, it's very cupped, very tightly cupped. Sure would like to, though. There's lots of good material in there. It's a decent looking core, except for that. Still ain't ready to go after that yet. But I think I can do this one on the end. I look at the ridge, see where the mass is at, see where the flake is going to travel. Now I can see how much it's exposed, right? This one's exposed quite a bit, right? Isolated. And that gives me a picture of what the tool looks like now. And then I have to imagine where I strike it up here on the plane and where it initiates. Where you strike it and where it initiates are kind of two different things, because you're going to hit it at a point, but the bulb is going to make it travel farther up into the core. So that's where your thickness is going to be, and that's what you have to think of to get that flake. So, I mean, I could go thick and wide and that would still be good. So I don't mind hitting it up on the high spot. And that's what I'm going to go for. Just ain't no corners left on this thing, hardly. I cannot see it again. Right there. Okay. You can kind of go by feel, too. but it's, I don't know, like the accuracy isn't as good, right? It gets you in the ballpark, but that's it. That'll work nicely. I was actually trying for something bigger. Don't know if I should go for that one. Yeah, well, it actually helped me out. It's hitting. Show me. There we go. It's hitting it. There's no good place to hit. I'm just trying to get something, though, to get rid of it. And that is a pretty luckily made, incredibly made tool flake. I mean, you can take this and get something. Let me get a harder hammerstone here and shape it. Square it up. A lot of this end has got to go here. I'm just overstriking on the plane and square and oops, yeah, this side up. Squaring this side up with the ridge. I guess I didn't use this at all that time. So far have I put it over there out of the way. That gave me a little bit to strike on here now for at least one flake, but I'm gonna take this one first. Ooh, I can see a little dust. Yeah. Excellent flakes. Excellent tool flakes. This one is a hitting in an undulated area, so I get what I get. Not great. This is still in the same area, but a little better. That's a little better flake. I'm gonna come back over here. Here's what that core is looking like. Okay. Well, it's quiet now. Golly. Okay, this will be a wide initiation. Ugh, missed. Oops. I don't know where I'm at. Looks okay, but really missed. It's still undulated a little. I thought that was going to work pretty good, but it didn't. I don't have a good place to get in there. Be a big, ugly thing, maybe. Big. There. There's a little concretion spot right there, and look at the cracks in the cortex, right near the cortex. See it? This was the bottom. Remember that? Bottom of the block. I said we're not going to use it as an adze because the cortex is here and I can't see if there are any cracks are in it or not. And right there you can see them. That can be used as a tool flake. Man, I'd really like to. Wish I had a good striking spot there. and get rid of some of this. All of that was kind of a ridge, kind of like this. Where it's in the way of striking. I'm trying to move it out of the way. Okay. Strike higher up on the plane here. Perfect. Nice thick one. Looks like it hit some kind of imperfection right there. I can get something that'll clean that up right there. Oh yeah. It can be used. It's not beautiful, but it can be used. Wasn't trying to make it beautiful, didn't have a good spot to hit from. But now, I'm starting to get a good spot to hit from there. I'm gonna save this. There's no good place to hit, even though it's protruding out. It adds mass to this core, so it'll help me get this flake off easier without breaking it. I'm gonna hit square to the plane. Right there, wide one. Missed. I think I initiated it too. That's a cool flake though. I got lucky and make an excellent tool. Did it initiate? Guess we'll find out. Doesn't quite look like it. It's really hard to hit the spot you want because this is so wide, and that's the trouble I'm having. I can't see the dust, and it's such a wide. I'm trying to hit right there. See where that fresh dust is at? Right there. So that is a really broad. So I guess what I'm trying to say is you should use a different hammerstone for this if you have it. It's all I have. Literally, I only have 4 hammerstones left. One of them is for scrunching. One of them's too small. This one's busted, which I can still use. And this one. Here we go again. Trying to holding it firmly now to add mass, effective mass. Missed. Missed completely. How did it hit over there? Beautiful. Man, I love that one. Now we're getting into the ugly spot, so it'll be an ugly flake. I'm gonna hit high to get through it. I'm gonna try to. There. Well, I didn't want to take off that much to get through it, but it did have to be pretty thick to get past that big thick hinge, I guess. Can that be used? I don't know. I'm sure they would figure it out. Not much of my core left. Here's where that flake came off. It's really ugly right there still. From an initiation, earlier initiation. Okay, I'm gonna hold this in this glove. And I'm gonna hit it with this. But this is where the, well, I don't know. It's got some of that ugly stuff in it. You might be able to work it out, but other than that, that would be a nice little gouging tool that you could make. Yeah. Okay. There's nothing left. It's only got to get from over here. You can only take from here. See underneath? That's why. Okay. I'm gonna try to get as much as I can. I think I'll get rid of this Cortex one on the end. You won't be able to use it. And that exposed something I might be able to get there. Try not to overshoot it. And I underhit it there, but yeah, I messed it up. It's getting small, harder to control. It's okay. Striking high, striking high, striking high, then finally hit the right spot. Golly. Well, that's it, my friends. Let's stop it right there. There's what's left of the core. This was the top basically in flat, so anything parallel to that, so blocky out here. Just worked at an angle to try to get as long of flakes as I could. Let's go through a few of them real quick, I guess. I mean, just pick up some. But, I mean, there are a bunch. Get those big ones out, or those ones that are questionable, but yeah, bunch of really good tool flakes here. So many. I'm so happy with this. I'm just picking up handfuls of them, or a handful. There's a bunch more down there, but that's all I can fit in my hand. Just excellent, excellent. Lots of tool flakes here. Oh yeah, I kept these up here too. Lots of good ones. I love these. Lots of good scrapers, lots of good chisels you can make. Side scrapers like this one, this would be a great left-handed side scraper. You could maybe use it as a denticulite, whatever. Anyway, that's all. Thanks.